will find a way to agree on many things, because I will be saying a lot of things that will not be very common. It's not because it's strange, just because it operates in a selfless principle. But the kingdom of this world is built on the selfish principles. So we will just need to look at the things from the principle perspective, then we can have a common ground. I wish what I understand today, I got that 20 years ago. Surely I will be way, way better than now. Way much better. And I want to believe that the young people today can take advantage of that. And by God's grace, in a few years, they can testify of God's goodness, leading them to operate by principles that will free them from the deception of the system of this world. We have been deceived in many things. So especially when it's come to resource. I want to call your attention to observe something. God gave us the whole earth. Okay, it's given to mankind. Then God gave us dominion over the earth. Now, on the earth given to us, we end up homeless. We end up poor. We end up in a lot of trouble. On the very earth was given to us. It's like you are homeless in your own house, something like that. Because a system was introduced that make a man become a stranger on earth that belonged to him by right that God has given to man. If we get that principle clear in our mind, that's it, we're good to go. So God has established the earth as a colony of the kingdom of the whole universe. The whole universe belongs to God. Let's read something in Desire Ages. Desire Ages, page 113, paragraph 1. And I'm coming right back to that. Desire of Ages, page 113, paragraph 1, reads, I'm going to read it from the middle because it's a little bit long. It says this: by sin, earth was cut off from heaven and alienated from its communion. But Jesus has connected again with the sphere of glory. I mean, before sin, the earth was part of heaven. When sin occurred, it separated earth from heaven. In other words, before sin, when God gave a dominion to man, man represents a kind of a representative of God's kingdom on earth. So man is to manage and have a dominion on earth on the behalf of the kingdom. It's like England, they have colonies. Jamaica is one of them. That's why you speak English in Jamaica, because you have been colonized by Great Britain. So the earth was part of heaven before sin. And man was given the responsibility to manage the earth for God's kingdom. And this is very fundamental. Now, when we read the book of Genesis chapter 1, one thing give a man the right to have dominion on earth. One thing, only one thing. Let's read it. Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27 says, "And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the likeness of God created he him. Male and female created he them. So it's the image of God in man that give the man the fitness to have a dominion over the earth for God. So it's like a king that have children, and the king have many colonies, and he delegate different colonies to his different children. But the whole thing belonged to one kingdom. And that's the reason why when Christ came to earth, he preached the gospel of the kingdom. And that gospel of the kingdom bring back to man the image of God. And that image of God will give man again dominion over the earth. That is the first principle we are going to underline. Second principle, in the kingdom, you don't own anything. In the kingdom, and we're going to read that in Matthew 24, and Christ said the kingdom of God is like a king that gave talent, right? And then Psalm 1, Psalm 2, Psalm 5. And this talent don't belong to them. They have been trusted with that, with a specific purpose to manage and develop and grow and multiply these things. So after a long time, when the master returned, because a master can be called king, it's okay. The one that have one talent, he buried the talent. The one that have two, multiply it, that's 100% return. The one that have five, multiply it, 100% return. And we can see the principle right there. Whatever God gave you should be multiplied 100%. That means fullness of divine talent and a gift needed to be improved 100%. So all the gift God has given us does not belong to us, because we did not create ourselves. We did not create the earth. We don't own anything here. It's a very important principle. Because the instant you start having the mentality of ownership, you are going to be limited. You are going to do things that have to do with you. And that will go against God's principle of financial freedom. So in the world, people operate by different principles. So look in the Bible, Nebuchadnezzar was very rich. But the principle he operated by are completely against divine kingdom. And many rich people in the Bible, pagans. You also have God-fearing rich people, like Abraham, very powerful man. You have a whole army, just army of 300 people. You have employees, whole lot of them. And they have a multiple source of income. We're coming back to that in a few minutes. But Abraham's life and all his good is not about him. So he managed everything with selfless mind. He's doing everything for God's glory because he realized that nothing belonged to him. He's just managing. Then guess what? When we go back to Matthew 24, it says that he or both of the servant that multiply 100% the talent, more will be given to them. The one that have not multiplied the one talent will be taken away from him and given to those who will multiply it. In another word, if you choose to manage God's resource and be fruitful 100%, God will trust you with much more. This is a secret. If you grab this, then you can disconnect and I'll see you tomorrow evening. If you understand this, that nothing belongs to you, your very life is not for you, time does not belong to you, your talent, your gift, nothing belongs to you. But you have been trusted by God to manage these things and make it productive 100%. And if you do that, then he's going to trust you with more. So if you are faithful in a small thing, guess what? Then he will trust you with greater things. Why? You are going to do this thing with the same selfless mind. And whatever God give you will be for the blessing of his kingdom and for his glory. So the spirit that is behind is not from this world. That is the secret of a true financial freedom. So if we lay down this principle properly, then we are going to look at what I call God's purpose. Okay, we're going to look at the laws. Why God wants us to be rich? Because it's for the glory of the kingdom. It's not for us. Because it represents the kingdom. Okay, the kingdom is designed to be productive. So the purpose of financial freedom is not about you. It's about God's glory and for the advancement of his kingdom. If that is very clear, then let's continue. Now we are going to look at the law or principles that will guide and help to fulfill the financial freedom. I put there 7P, and I would like to mention this quickly. This 7P is applied to every aspect of your life. If you take a marriage, follow the same thing. Take finance, follow the same thing. You take a health, follow the same thing. So number one is purpose and vision. What is God's purpose and vision for you having financial freedom and ready for your life? His purpose and vision is for you to manage for him and for the advancement of the glory of the kingdom. For that reason, number two, God made a provision for that to be done. He provides. So who gave the talent to the servant? Is the master. Who gave you life? God. Who gave you the ability to speak? God. Who gave you the brain that you can go to school with? God. Who gave you time? God. Who make everything possible? God. Your health given by God, everything. So he made provision for that vision and purpose to be fulfilled. Then number three, he put there principles and laws to fulfill that purpose. Number four, we're going to come back to number three. Number four is pattern or blueprint. So God need a character of selflessness in all you will be doing in this process. So Abraham was very rich, but he operated with selfless mind. He did not take any glory or operate selfishly. You can see how he dealt with his very people. Look at Job, selfless also. That they are super rich people. And we're going to look at their principle, and you are going to see Abraham have multiple sources of income. The Bible says have X thousand of cow, X thousand of goat, X thousand of oxen, X thousand. So you have a many, like multiple sources of income. So he's not just doing one thing. You have many things running. He get the people that God has created to work for him. Get the point? God created all the people that was working for him. So he had to manage the thing with that understanding. With that selfless mind, with that pattern of Christ's character. Look at Job, same thing. Job have many servants at every sector of his wealth. And I'm coming back to that in a few minutes. Number five, the potential to be filled with God's fullness. Now, we are created in God's image, the image of God, the creator. So if you want to be free financially, you have to make something to serve people and for God's glory. See, we are able to be doing this presentation here because somebody made a phone, somebody made a computer, somebody do this, somebody internet, everything. And guess what? We are paying them to do that. They create a service, something that have value. Not for them, but to serve all. If you can serve people of what they need, then they will appreciate the service in a form of a token called money. So if you can serve one person, then only one person will express or appreciate your service by a little money. If you can serve 1,000 people, then 1,000 people. If you can serve 1 million people, get it? Get a picture? Look at McDonald's, how they start. One store. Today, how many stores they have? Thousands of stores around the globe. They have a dominion in that market. Number six, you're going to face possible challenges and risk. You're going to calculate that before you start. And number seven, the willpower to make a decision to fulfill God's purpose. So now let's break this thing down a simpler way. God created man in his own image with that ability to make things. Please, I beg you to get this right. You have in you the image of God, God the creator. That means you can make things. We are many, we just go to school to learn things, to repeat things, pass tests, and work for somebody. You don't need to be creative to do that. You just need to learn and reproduce. That is a very small part of who you are. The real image of God in you is the ability to bring up something new. That's the revelation and or the expression of the image of God in you. And if you can go to God, say, Lord, you have made me in your image, with the faculty and ability to create, to make something. We will not create like God. God called things from nothing. We have the ability to transform things. So God don't give us any chair. He give us a tree and the image, his image in us. So we can go in that tree and take out a chair. Now we can make that chair become so beautiful that somebody will appreciate it, what we call money. So don't look for money. Look for your ability of creativity and refine that. Let God's image in you be fully expressed. Bring something that will make human life better and will glorify God's name and advance God's glory. And you will see God have a lot of idea in you. Put that idea in a book. Let that book be translated in many languages, and you will be surprised how much that can provide for you. You are not doing it to have a lot of money. You want to serve millions of people. And it's for God's glory because it's going to make somebody's life better, or a lot of people's life better. And by doing so, you express what? God's image in you. So the whole glory goes straight back to God. That is the mentality that make you rich Christian way. Now let's continue. So with the image of God, we have ability to do something. Let's go to Genesis 1:28. It says, and God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, and over every living things that move upon the earth. When you say to be fruitful, a lot of people limit this to just having children. It's just part of it. Be fruitful simply means bring the best out of. Okay? So include having children, but much more, let the image of God in you make you productive. You will be so surprised that almost every company applies this thing sometimes without knowing. Number one, they are fruitful, they make something. Now, I question something here. Why God did not say be seedful? Because it requires divine power to have a seed. You need to create seed. And we don't have that. That's why he is the one that makes seed. And the seed he placed in a human being is what? His image of God, the creator. He gave us the ability to make things. So if you are gifted as a cook, then guess what? The ability to cook comes from the image of God that he gave you the ability to be creative in turning food to taste different. That is the expression of the seed of God's seed, the image of God in you. And that produces fruit, which is you cook food in such a way and people taste it, they can bite their finger because it's so good. That means it's so good, you know. Now, that food that you cook maybe for 2 or 3 people that they like it so much, you're like, wow, I can multiply this. Let me make the food for 20 people. If the 20 people like the food, that means, all right, I can really replenish the whole city then. I can have a loan because I have a proven concept that will work. Because everybody in the city have a stomach to fill up or have a body to feed. Then you realize you can't do all by yourself. So you can create a system where people, you can franchise what you have. So people can take, you can share your recipe and people subscribe with you, have a deal and open the same store and they run it from there, everything. And guess what? You go from one little restaurant to 10, 200, 2,000 and more. If you read the story of KFC, same thing he did. The man have a good recipe to fry the chicken in such a way that when you eat that, it's different. Today, they are multi-billion company. Just one simple image of God in him, and the man that is a seed of God, and he bear fruit. He produce something that will serve people. It's just an image, okay? And then he took that, he multiplied it, and then replenish the market, then have a dominion in what he is doing. Look at every company, that's how they function. Look at Microsoft, Amazon, how Amazon started. Simple thing. And then now it's very big. It is about serving people, bringing value. So if from tonight you want God's image in you to bear fruit that will serve humanity and be for God's glory. And when you bear fruit, you multiply it. And when you multiply, you replenish. When you replenish, you have dominion. These 4 things, if you go through that, you cannot be poor. It's impossible. Whatever you do, if you're a young lady on the line, I challenge you. If you have the gifts of dressing up people very well, take a time and refine that gift until you design clothing for modest Christian with a high quality, well done. And then link up with any tailor who can do the work the way it should be. And then put it on and see how many people will appreciate that. When people like it, then make few and sell it. See how much it sells. Then guess what? You go and make a deal with big company who can produce your stuff. And I promise you, you're going to be a millionaire with that. For sure. Try it. That gift is in you, but the only problem you have is you have been taught that the only way you can live is you got to have a job, you got to work for 30 years and then retire and die. And you are limited right there. You should not be limited. You can have a job for now, but besides that, you're working on your God-given talent. If you work, you have 9 to 5, good. After that, work on you. Work on you. Refine the gifts. Be productive, and then multiply, and then replenish, and then dominate the market. Whatever you do. You can be a teacher on the line right now. Go in prayer and fast and say, Lord, give me a revelation on the way to educate the children that it will be completely different from whatever is out there. Do it and apply it. See the results. Multiply it. Replenish it. And let it have a global dominion, different languages. You will see your name will be registered in history. Whatever you do, I guarantee you, But if you only satisfy with 9 to 5, I can pay my bill, thank God, that's it. Guess who are you done? You are made to be creative, to do something, to bring something, to express that image of God that is in it. So our education should be to refine our gift. If you are gifted in marketing, then start building something for global marketing. You are gifted in computer science, start thinking about how can you create online class in English and be very effective. You can hire engineer, many people, build a company just to train people, to educate people. And when it's very good, now you can translate that into Spanish, into English, into many, and take it global. Promise you're going to be a millionaire. For sure. Whatever you do, if you cook, get a restaurant, make it global. If you teach, make it global. Anything you do, go beyond your limit. That is from the Bible. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, and dominate the market. Whatever you do. You get it? Let's move on. So this is what we are going to deal with. The image of God, and next to that, you already have this suggestion here going to help you to put into practical way these principles, okay? You have the image of God already. Number 2, you need human resource. So if you are very good in something you make, some very healthy thing you make, you want to have 100 restaurants in your city. You cannot run 100 restaurants by yourself. What do? Hire people and train them to do exactly what you're doing. So you need a human resource to do that. That's why you're going to learn how to behave right with people. It's very important. If you're someone that cannot cooperate with people, you are going to be poor because of that. If you cannot be humble to cooperate, you will be poor because of that defect of character. Nobody can work with you because when you get mad, you break everything. You curse people out. Nobody want to be around you. If you can have a spirit that can handle pressure, people will respect you and trust you with that. Got it? Number 3, you gotta learn and understand the banking system. This is very important. Those who understand banking system take a quick advantage. They know how to use the money. And we need to understand what is money. You see, when you have $100, that is paper. The paper that that express a value of something. You can burn that paper, it's nothing. It's just paper. But when you understand that that paper carry a value, then if you want money, don't look for money. Look for value that can be quantified in money. So when you understand banking system, how bank function, bank don't have any money. You can call them and ask them. They take the money from a lot of people, lend the same money back to them, and they have to pay for it with interest. Then they operate with that interest. Now, why they loan the money? And for people to pay the interest, they have to work. So if somebody you want to open 100 restaurants, you don't have the money, so you're gonna need a loan, need some help, and all of that to do what? To make people work, and the job people are doing will serve food to many. You see that? So it's about productivity. You bear fruit, you multiply, you replenish, and you dominate. So you need a currency to carry that. That's called money. So when you don't have nothing to serve, no money coming to you. Get it? So don't be looking for money. Money don't sit somewhere waiting for people. Money serve those who give value. Money goes there. So if you are someone start serving thousands of people, guess what? Money look for you. You hear me? Oh Lord, help us. You will not look for money. Money will look for you. If you can serve and give a great value in your service, you will not look for money. Money will surely look for you. People will beg you to have their money. Serve people with something is exceptional. People will pay for it. Please, I want this. Why the store don't go door to door? Why you need to go to the store? You go in after them to give them your money. Why? They have a service for you. They have something that have value. You go to them. They don't come to you. You get it? To have such a value that people look for you. Say, please, I need what you have. This is the money for it. A lot of you have a good idea. As long as stay in your head, you will be poor. If you take the idea to serve people, guess what? They will run and buy your books everywhere. Everyone say, take the money, take the money, give me the book, give me the book, take my money, please, take it, take it, take it. So when we have the mentality of selflessness to serve people, then money run to us. We don't seek money, we don't go after money, money go after us. Money come after us. Are you getting it? So when you understand money and then banking system, then everything gonna work. So you take bank money, because bank don't have money, you use people money. So you take that to have something that's called proven concepts. That's why we talk about pattern already. You are doing something that follow a pattern that cannot fail. They have been proven. Then tell to the bank, I have a restaurant, look at the numbers. I have it for the last 3 years. My number went so high. I would like to open more restaurants and I need a loan. Bank will quickly give you a loan. Why? They have a proven concept. You show them you have a proven concept. Guess what? The bank don't have money. They take people money and they give you that money to make something to serve people. Do you get it? And that's how you change everything. So number 4, natural resources. So there are a lot of natural resources, depending how you're going to use, like land. It's a very natural resource. Then if you can have machine and things to grow things. I was studying last year, no, a few years ago. Some country that have their economy heavily built on agriculture. And one of them is Indonesia. And guess what? Indonesia have about 13 million acres of palm nut tree. And they are number 1 on the whole planet. So if you produce so much, then you need a factory to process. And then you have people to sell and you need to market all of that. If you don't produce anything, you're not going anywhere. The same Indonesia is number 1 in producing coconut. So they have, I don't know how many million of acres of coconut. Guess what? They need industry, you need a factory to process coconut oil, to transform the coconut shell into charcoal, to do a whole lot of stuff, some pharmaceutical medicine coming, lotion, a lot of stuff from there. Because you produce something now, you can create a factory, and then distribution, and then everything, and then stores, all of that. If you don't produce anything, then what can you do? Nothing. You have a natural resources. The sun is a great natural resource. It helps your farm to blossom. Nowadays, with the whole technology and everything, You can use solar panel, use the energy from the sun. Let's say you are in a countryside. If you can develop something that it will be very less costly for you, take energy from the sun and you process herbs, you make healthy, things that can be frozen, and they use energy of the sun to freeze these things. So you can use the natural resource to do a whole lot of stuff. Human being, you have a lot of people walking around, have nothing to do. Create something, put a bunch of work. You will see. Create a lot of stuff. Number 5, gift and talent. Do not underestimate your gift and your talent. Young people, the best way to know your gift and talent, look at what you can do and submit to mentor. Let somebody guide you. Trust me, it's more than having a degree. Have at least 2 good mentors. 1 or 2 years, he will give it to you will never get from any school. Because they're going to give you pattern. They will show you the risk you can avoid, the mistake you can avoid, and they will show you things. That's why it's very important to be respectful. Because people will easily give you things. Listen to people. The young people have a temptation to think like they know a lot. You can know a whole lot of stuff, but you don't have experience of life yet. It's called wisdom. You don't have it yet. You have knowledge, but you don't have a full understanding yet, and you don't have wisdom yet. So if you are good in the computer science, guess what? Go to someone who has done that before you. Even if you have to pay their service, pay for it. Listen to them. Let them teach you. And they're going to guide you. You will be surprised what you can do. Number 6, health in every aspect of your life. Everyone knows Steve Jobs. He was focused doing a whole lot of stuff. He created all the computer, everything for us. But he neglected his health. And he's gone. Do not take your health lightly. It's your most important gift. How to be preserved. You gotta preserve and protect your health. Not just physical health, mental health, emotional health. Don't marry any kind of person. You're done. Every day you're going to be stressed out. And that will kill your productivity. So please be very healthy. Mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. Number 7, financial education. Financial what? Education. Anything you want to do, learn. The Bible is very, very clear. My people perish because of what? Lack of knowledge. If you lack knowledge in finance, guess what? You're going to perish. You are going to suffer and die because you don't know how money works. To buy books, learn how wealth is built, everything. So, is that being said, now let's conclude. Let's set up things. So, this is my suggestion. So, you have the image of God. Great. Now you are productive. Perfect. Then you want to apply the 4 principles. Be fruitful, which is productivity. Multiply, replenish, and have a dominion. Perfect. Now, you need steps in everything. So my suggestion is when you get something right, next one is create what is called 4 stream of income. Okay, that's how you multiply. So in the Garden of Eden, they have 4 rivers. Let's read that. Genesis chapter 4, verse 9 to 14 says, and out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Verse 10, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. Verse 11, the name of the first is Pison, that is in which compass the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. Verse 12, the gold of that land is good, and there is bdellium and oxen stone. Verse 13, and the name of the second river is Gihon or Gihon. The same is it that compass the whole land of Ethiopia, North of Africa, right? And then Genesis 2:14 says, and the name of the third river is Hiddekel. That is it, which goes toward the east of Asia. No, Assyria, sorry. And then the fourth river is Euphrates, okay, or Euphrates. So the garden, you have one river that goes to 4. In Eden, the 4 rivers will maintain all the trees that will produce fruits, that will do everything, keep life of animal, everything. If you remove these 4 rivers, everything will die. Listen to me carefully, please. Young people, please, from now, be focused to build 4 streams of income. It's very possible, very easy. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are 22, you're just out of college. Don't run to go live your life. Big mistake. Stay with your parents if they are really willing, and you can help a little bit with the bill. If they allow you to be 100% free, why not? And I encourage you to work hard, and at the same time, developing something else. Take at least 4 to 5 years. Work super hard. Because at that time, you don't have a stress of life yet. You don't have a children to give you care. You don't have a spouse that don't understand anything about, or like, you don't have a stress of life yet. It's coming. But for now, be super productive. During these 5 years, save up your money. During the 5 years, learn new talents or get new skill if you can. That's one way. Or you can even have 2 jobs. 5 years. And save. You take that money, you can invest it. Do you know that if you have a 2 jobs, you can easily save at least $2,000 a month, because you are with your parent, you're not paying rent. You can use car for now. Buy some used cars for now. You don't need to impress anybody. You don't need to any car note yet. Wait a little bit. 5 years, just 5 years. Save up. Save take that money. Let's say if you say $2,000 a month, that will be $24,000 a year. 5 times, how much is that? To make 20 times 5, that is 100. 4 times 5, that is 20. So $120,000. Just simple like that in 5 years. During that time, if you have someone that is having the same vision of God's purpose for marriage, and both of you are thinking about that, let he or her do the same thing. And you come in at the marriage, you have easily around 250,000. Take that and invest it. Don't touch it. Put it into something simple. Something that can give you maybe 8% a year, or even 10 if you can. That's good. Something that at least every 10 years will multiply by 2. Guess what? If you put $250,000 in any account that will multiply every 10 years, guess what? You get married by 27, 28. When you'll be 38, the $250,000 turn to 500,000. When you'll be 48 or around 50, guess what? You're already a millionaire. Just simple like that. Or you can turn it around. Instead of putting the money in the bank, you learn how to flip houses. Okay? Every year you buy 1 or 2 houses, renovate everything, and sell back. Or you buy multiple home and multiple apartment, how you call it, multiple family, whatever. Renovate and put this thing in such a way, let it have more value. Start learning anything. Now, when you're doing this, great. Next one, create something else. Invest in many other stuff. You need 4 streams of income. And you will never think about money again in your whole life. If you are a teacher, you are teaching good. Now, you can create something that can serve as a book if you want to. That will give a royalty for whole life. Or you can create a program, tutoring program, depending on how effective is that, and people will pay for it. But we need to know you can function on one income. It's not correct. Because the day you lose that job, your whole family is gone. So God have a good reason to get these 4 rivers were the source of life. Now you're hearing me. You can do it. You want to buy a house? Buy a house that have 2 levels. You live in one, rent the other one out. That creates some little bit of some little income right there. So you have your regular job. You have your investment bringing something. You have your house. You rent the part of that house bringing you something. Guess what? You will easily have 4 streams of income very easily. And this should be done. Look at the Jew. From very young, they teach the children to own business. Every young Jew, little boy, they teach them 2 things very well. Number 1, how to swim. They need to know how to swim. I don't know why. Number 2, they learn how to have business and run business. Summertime, they send them to people that can teach them. People already have established business. So go there to follow, to receive a kind of mentorship. If you don't have a mentor, nobody show you how things are done. Then you have no choice. Just work 9 to 5, get some pay, and go pay your bill and come back work again. Do that for whole life. Because we are not taught how to build wealth. So the image of God will provide you all of the. As long as you obey God, guess what? Everything will be fine. So God, people, number 1, Matthew 24, God gave the gift. The master gave the talents. And he asked you how much return? 100% return. Every gift that is in you, you're going to give account to God. The way you use time. Many of you, the time you spend on social media, if you can use the same time to learn a new skill, you will see. The skill is going to help you so much. But you spend your time watching people pictures, liking people doing all of this thing, watching video you have no business watching. Surely you continue like that, you're going to suffer in the future because you are not using the talent of time properly. Your brain, your ability to think is benumbed because you're wasting time on TV, phone, everything. You're not creative. Yeah, I trust that from tonight, you will choose to do things differently. You will look at life as a gift from God, time as a gift from God, the parent as a gift, because some people are orphaned, have no guidance. You have your parent there, that's a gift. They guide you, they educate you, they teach you how to obey God. God bless all parents who has done that. Respect that. It's a blessing. It's a great blessing. So make up your mind. Say, Lord, I will use all the talent you have given me for your glory and for the service of humanity. That is the foundation, how to be selfless. Then number two, become creative. The God image in you, you gotta use it to bring something to serve, something for God glory. When you produce one thing, you are fruitful. When you take the fruit, now follow the four principles. Fruitful, multiply, replenish, and dominate the market of whatever you do. Get it? When these things are clear for you now, you are going to need to understand how money works, how things does this, and you do all of that. And at the end, you need a four stream of income. But all of this you are doing is done with a selfless spirit. You stay humble like Job, humble like Abraham, doing things for God's glory and for the blessing of humanity. If you can apply that, I promise you, your future will be bright. You will not just have money, but you're going to have what is called fulfillment. You will feel your life will be satisfied because you are a blessing to many people. Through you, many will have food on their table. Through you, many will return their tithe to God. Through you, the name of God can be glorified. When you start thinking that way, you will no longer be limited. You will be doing more things. But when you are selfish, you have a little job, six-figure job, you can pay your bill easily. Guess what? Now you relax. Life is good. I wait for vacation time, go to vacation only. But God give you more gift to be more creative, but you are limited, you just satisfy yourself. So we need to be free from the mentality. So may we have a new mentality from tonight. You don't belong to yourself. Time don't belong to you. Life don't belong to you. Your gift don't belong to you. Your talent don't belong to you. Everything have been given to you by God. And God gonna ask you for an account. And he expect 100% return. Got it? 100% productivity. So when you're wasting your time on social media, be aware that you're gonna give an account. Wasting your time playing around, you're gonna give an account. Especially when if you are a young boy, you're gonna become a man. So you're gonna become a man. And when you become a man, you're gonna realize a whole new world. So please pick it up from now. Ask counsel, and you will be much prepared. May God bless and keep you. We're gonna stop right here for tonight. Let us take few questions. All right? Any question, please?